Pro Football Show presented by Chevy Silverado, the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. It is week 5. We are here in New York. And Deion, I saw before the show started that you noticed the records now this week.
Yeah.
And you and Dan are now tied for the season, and you've taken over Dave's lead.
Well, I don't see how, because I think like these guys got so many shows that they forget their picks sometimes. On Prime Picks, I was 10-6, so I didn't know how I was 8-8, so I must have picked 2 games differently than I picked on this show, and I got to start keeping track with that because I'm really dominant on Prime Picks, like I should be on this show.
Well, I mean, this is also, you probably got confused because this is like maybe what, your 7th or 8th biggest priority?
No, this is priority.
Oh, okay.
Like whenever you see Dave, that means priority for me.
Okay.
Just always know that.
With the exception of the injury week, but I got to get your schedule. I still want to go to one. We're scheduling all this stuff. I want to go to one of your games.
I appreciate it. I can't wait. I really can't.
Deion, I have a question for you to start. Actually, you know what? I'm going to save it because I think we're going to talk about that game. Yes, we are going to talk about that game. We are going to talk about that game. So never mind.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it has Denver. They played against Denver last week. That's the game you want to talk about?
No. Listen, Lamar. I'm back on the Lamar train. He's playing well this year. So he had credit to your guy. His second 300-yard passing game of his career was on Sunday.
Okay.
So that's huge. That's big.
Huge.
They give out 300-yard passing games in today's NFL like candy. He finally got his second. Shout out him.
But is that enough for him to garnish $35-40 million a year?
Well, he's negotiating
heck
for
of a
himself. He's negotiating
I
for
respect
himself.
the hell out of that.
Yeah, but it's also
That's a heck of a question.
Yeah, I mean, I think he absolutely should be paid as one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, they're hard to come by, so yes.
I thought you were going to talk
Wow.
about Kyler Murray.
Oh, Kyler
so
Murray,
proud
yeah.
of
I mean, you couldn't. Sometimes I get lost because Deion has so many bad takes. You couldn't be more wrong about Kyler Murray. He is that offense.
Keep watching.
Okay.
Same thing happened last year.
He got
Same thing
injured.
happened last year.
He got injured.
Same thing happened last year. And what game? Which game?
Like
Which game? We don't know.
7, 8? No.
You can't just say a guy got injured and he's still out there.
He got injured.
You can't do that.
Fine. It was
can't do
against the Seahawks. It was either a Thursday
Keep
or a
watching.
Monday night game. He got injured, and he wasn't the same since.
I don't remember
Just
what you said about Kyler last
He
week.
he said that rushing touchdowns.
I said he
don't
should be up for the
count.
MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I said
He said
he
he was
should be
average.
up for the MVP.
He is.
I did
the
not say he was average.
He's the
I did not say
MVP
that.
of the league through
No,
4 weeks.
He's not the MVP of the league.
He's the MVP of the league
He's
through
not the
4
MVP of the
weeks. He's the only 4-0 team. He quarterbacks the only 4-0 team, and he is their offense. He is the MVP of the league through 4 weeks.
Pretty good.
That's not true.
I have the Cardinals 13-1 win the NFC.
Yeah, and you
Pretty
said
smart play. It's down to 7-1, I think.
You said in week 2 they're going to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, I did.
That's good. That's not going to happen, but
Well, I mean,
Who am I?
value. Yeah, who are you?
yeah, who am I?
Who are you?
Let's go.
It's time for Storyline Games of the Week presented by Chevy Silverado. It's hardworking and the design is big, bold, and commanding. The Silverado is a truck that turns heads. Let's start with the Browns at the Chargers. Deion, I know you like to talk about Baker. Baker did not have a good week last week. What are you seeing from Cleveland?
Good week. You know what? Like, I'm not going to say it's his fault because I saw him miss Odell, Dave, at least 4 times. Odell wide open. And thank God that Odell wears a visor, so you really can't see his facial expressions. But I know Odell, and I know what he was
Did he
saying
attack
behind that visor.
Did he attack like a field goal net?
No. He was hot because he was clearly open and clearly beat his guy. Baker on the year, 66%, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, man. Like, come on, guys. Like, come on. I love what Herbert. This kid, man. This kid. He wasn't overlooked in the draft, but this kid looks like a pro darn quarterback. Not his physical appearance, but the way he scans the field, his pocket presence, his arm strength, his delivery, his command of the offense. I love what they're doing, and they get after it, man. The darn Chargers get after it, and I'm picking the Chargers in this game.
Dan, you've been talking about Justin Herbert too. You had him in the top 8?
Yeah, he's really, really good.
Yes.
And he's playing
Yes.
really, really well. And I also have a new crush in Brandon
Oh.
Staley, the coach for the Chargers. He had a press conference, I think it was maybe yesterday. I thought that was
Bug.
Yeah. He's my new crush. It's like Kyle Shanahan, you're out, Brandon Staley, you're in. He had a press conference, I think it was yesterday, where he talked about the importance of running the football, not to set up play action, but for the physicality of the game. And I love a coach who gets it, that it's not like teams fall in love with the pass. Everyone passes. You see teams pass 60, 70% of the time. And he was like, look, we have to run because you have to respect the physical nature of football. And if you don't do that, the defense has a completely different day. They can guard you differently. So he just gets it. I like him a lot. I think the Chargers are really, really for real. I'm taking the Chargers in this.
Do you love him as much as you loved Shanahan a few weeks ago?
I'm seriously I think Shanahan's out, and I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because Trey Lance. I don't know what Trey Lance is, and Shanahan has put his reputation on Trey Lance with where they picked him and the fact they traded up. I love Brandon Staley. He's an awesome, awesome coach. A guy who was at Hallis Hall and they let him get away because he was in the Vic Fangio system. But I like the Chargers here.
Dave, what do you think?
So I'm going to say, did Baker Mayfield, I didn't see the highlights that Deion's talking about with the overthrows to Odell. I know that we love to suck Odell's dick on this show, at least Deion does. So I didn't see the exact throws. But I'll say this. That was a defensive game. 14-7, and no turnovers, okay? So you win a 14-7 game, I'm okay with that. And we may have to come to the realization with the Browns, despite all the stars, they're a defensive team. Their defense has been playing lights out.
20 points they've given up in the last 10 quarters.
20 points. So this may be a defense football team, so maybe Baker, is adapting and winning games. So I have no problem with that. Herbert, I'm going to be honest. I know everyone loves him. I watched him a lot at Oregon. I believe they were almost like the #1 team in the country when he was there, and they had a lot of hype. Him coming back, he had a very bad year. And I didn't like him. I'm like, oh, this guy's overrated. Mm-hmm. He's playing better in the pros almost to me than he did in college. I'm still not sold because what I saw in college, that's why he slipped. Like, he was originally going to be the #1 guy. That's what they said.
But then when he won the Rose Bowl, and they acted like he was like the best.
He's a better pro than he is in college.
Yeah,
he's a better pro than a collegiate. And Dan, how can you sit there and not say nothing about those throws from Baker Mayfield? How can you sit there and let Dave just? How can you sit there and take?
He had a bad game.
Yeah, he did. Have a bad game.
I hand up. I didn't see him.
Yeah, to Dave's point, Justin Herbert was going to be the #1 pick. He comes back. Remember, they lost that game to Arizona State when they were going to be in the college football playoff. Then, they beat Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl, and he had an incredible game running and passing. And that was like, whoa, this guy really is.
I mean, that moment when they gave him the trophy, it was crazy.
Yeah, but what did he end up going?
He went sixth behind two.
Yeah,
sixth.
So that was
he went top 10.
Yeah, but he was the certified consensus
No, he
number
was the
one
guy.
at one point and dropped. So, but you know what? I like these Browns. I really do. I like the way they play on both sides of the football, and I think they come away with a win. And I think they are a dark horse in the AFC.
All right, let's go to the Giants at the Cowboys. The Giants getting their first win in a crazy overtime game last week against the Saints. And then the Cowboys continuing to look dominant. Dave, I will start with you. I know you're still waiting to meet Jerry Jones.
Well, Deion texted me.
Oh.
And he said,
It's coming.
Yeah, he said, good news. I'm going to do this intro.
Okay.
You're going to get contacted. Ghosts. I haven't heard shit. Nobody's
It's
contacted.
Rich Dalrymple. He's the head PR guy.
Oh.
His word is going to happen at the Giants game or the game.
Well, they're playing the Giants in 2 days. So, I mean, what do they think? I got nothing to do? What's he going to call me 5 minutes before kickoff? Come on down. It takes a while to get to Meadowlands. So,
No,
it's in Dallas.
So maybe he's contacting you when they play in New
hands
York.
up.
Yes,
this
it's
is
in
what
Dallas.
I do.
Yes.
The game's in Dallas. I had my directions wrong. My fault. And that everyone could learn a lesson. When you're wrong, put your hand up as fast as I just did. To this game, I've been wrong about the Cowboys every week. I don't think they're that good, but they're playing very good. I can't deny that. I hear the phone ringing. I think we're going to talk to Whipple. Is he from Marblehead? That Whipple name rings a bell. UMass coach?
Dalrymple.
Does that relate to the old UMass coach?
Hey, Rich, I'm on my show right now. I have Mr. Portnoy, and he said he has not heard from you.
Facts.
Can you tell him you did say that you were going to call and connect him with Jerry?
Did you send me his number?
Yes, I did, Rich. Don't try it. Don't even try it.
Okay.
Rich, you're live on a show right now. They hear your voice. Did I or did not? Are you going to, can you tell Dave about your son? He can hear you.
Oh, yeah. He said if you ever get to meet Dave, please let me know. He's a big fan.
Well, I appreciate that. You tell him I appreciate that, and we're looking to make
He said
this
he
connection.
appreciate that. And he's going to make this
Okay.
connection because he wants to meet Jerry.
Okay, well, we don't play in New England until next week, so that's when I usually start working on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And Dave's going to be at the game, right?
No, we're in New York, so it'd be better when they come to the Giants.
He's in New York. He said it'd be better when they come to play the Giants.
Yeah, but I thought you said he was going to be at the New England game and the New
Well,
York
he told me either one.
I can
That's
do
what he
either
told
one.
me
If
originally.
one doesn't work, I can do
All right,
the
well,
other.
we don't play at the Giants until December 19th. So
Yeah, he's not going to do that
definitely
one.
make
December the
happen.
19th, he's not going to do that the week before Christmas. I know Dave. He's not doing that. So you probably want
Go
to
to the
make it
Patriots,
happen.
Go
If
back
he,
to back Patriots. All right, whatever.
if
I
he
gotta watch the
knows
Patriots.
that he's going
But then
to the
it's gonna
Patriots
get weird.
game,
Am I meeting him where I meet? I'm
he'll
rooting for
do
the
it.
Patriots.
You can sit in Jerry
Yeah.
Jones' box after you sat in
Okay.
Bob Kraft's box? You can't do that.
Damn.
Giants. Say Giants.
Giants.
Or Eagles.
Can
or
I-
Eagles.
how-
or Eagles.
Yeah, and we'll get them together. Yeah.
Eagles.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I can't speak on Jerry's behalf right now, but if Dave is going to the New England game, we will definitely make it happen.
that's all he needed.
Okay.
That's all he
Thank
needed.
you.
Okay.
Okay, buddy. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate you, man.
You're welcome.
All right.
Take care.
All right.
Bye bye.
You never even sent him my number though.
I did send him your
No,
number.
no way did you do that.
I did.
No
I sent him
way.
your number.
It would be
Yep.
kind of weird for you to sit with Jerry
I
in
sent him your
Foxborough,
number.
though, right?
I
You
can't
do
show it,
that.
but I
you
did
guys
send
in
him your
Philly
number.
or New
Yeah.
York.
Yeah. Unless I just keep going back box to box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
But no, I think New York. Yeah, but he's right. I don't know, whatever. I like the Giants.
Outright.
Outright?
Yes, outright.
You just really don't like the Cowboys.
No, listen. I can't we did this on Advisors.
Stuck.
I'm stuck. I can't get out of my. If the Cowboys win this game convincingly, I will reverse and be like, okay, I was wrong about the Cowboys. I don't believe it yet. I'm not believing the hype, and I may be caught in years past, but they do look very good. And Dak, my God, I mean, he's really the only difference, right, in this team right now, and it's night and day.
You're stuck, and you're also living off last week. My mortal luck was Giants 8.5, and they won outright. So you're like, that looked like fun.
Well-
And it was fun. Let me tell you, that was fun.
And you called it early in the
It
morning that they
was
were both going to
a
win.
lot.
Well,
of
yeah, I'm also caught. I don't want to leave. I had the Panthers as my mortal lock, and they got killed by the Broncos.
No, by the Cowboys.
By the Cowboys.
Yes,
yeah.
By
yes.
the Cowboys. So I feel like I don't want to be the guy who leaves and then be like, I knew they were exactly who they were.
Right.
I'm going to give them one more chance.
Okay, Dan?
Reverse one more chance.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Cowboys here straight up. I do think the Cowboys are very, very good. When you think about who they have played and what they've done, they played the Bucks on opening night very, very close. They smashed the Eagles. They beat a Chargers team that we just talked about that could
Yeah.
be an AFC championship caliber team.
That's right.
And then the Panthers, who were 3-0, and everyone was talking about the Panthers, they smashed them too. So I think they're a very good team. I think they put together a very good resume so far, and I think they will beat the Giants outright. I do like the 7 points.
That's a compelling argument.
Yeah, they're only
I
losses to
like
Super
what
Bowl
you're
champs.
saying about the Cowboys, guys. And let me tell you something. Trayvon Diggs,
Oh, yeah.
from corner to corner, this kid is playing lights out. He's almost at the stage. I know he's traveling now, which means he's going from either side of the field to play against the opposition's best receiver. He can do that. He's confident enough, he's savvy enough, he studies, he prepares enough, and he's making plays. But the real MVP right now of this National Football League is Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is playing lights out. Dak Prescott has propelled the Cowboys into thinking, hey, man, they got it. Like, they're going to challenge for the NFC Championship. These guys got a defense that's finally playing some football, an offense that can run and pass the football, which you can't stop. They look really good, guys. The Giants can't handle this, man. There's no way the Giants can handle
I'm gonna take the Cowboys.
what they bring to the table.
I'm going to take the
Thank you,
Cowboys.
Dave. I appreciate it.
I don't know that the Giants are going to win. I think it'll be
The
close.
7 is a good, yeah, I think they'll cover. Deion, you are now just co-opting my takes from last week. I gave out Dak Prescott 13-1 MVP, so that's not a big deal.
That can't even still be 13.
No, I don't think it is anymore. I gave it out last week before the game. The Cowboys, though, yeah, they're very good. And I have a question for you, Deion. So Trayvon Diggs, playing cornerback, it feels like he's on a hot streak of like the ball is just finding him. Is that true for interceptions where like even the best cornerbacks might not have interception numbers, but you get like a hot streak where it's like everything's just kind of bouncing?
No, you don't get a hot streak. That does not happen. That does not happen. That comes with pressure, and sometimes it just happens. But a hot streak does not happen for a cornerback. Getting beat weekly can happen for a cornerback, but this kid here is in position to make plays. That's what I like. You can't make the plays unless you're in position to make them.
Fair, and I also think he probably is getting the benefit of everyone knows he's a good player. No one really knows he's a great player yet, and so people are still trying to throw at him. Like peak, Darrelle Revis or peak Champ Bailey or peak Deion Sanders. They just wouldn't go to that side of the field.
Right.
And by the way, Dak is 9-1 right now.
9-1.
9-1.
There we go. That's value.
9-1.
Before we move on from this game, though, Deion, I want to talk to you because we've talked about Zeke and obviously how a couple weeks ago they weren't using him a lot. But when you look at Saquon Barkley last week, he finally got a lot of carries. What do you think the Giants could continue to have success, or was it just a one-off?
Well, the only way they can have success offensively is have balance. You can't ask Daniel Jones to carry that team. He's not built like that. Saquon is the guy. He's the guy that's going to have to carry that team and at least give them balance. I don't know if there's any great running backs in the league besides Derrick Henry. I think that day is they're gone past us. The single running backs that are getting the bulk of the carries are there still any besides Derrick Henry? I don't even know of any that's touching 15, 20 times a game but Derrick Henry. So I like what Saquon did last week. I don't know if it could be consistent behind that offensive line of the Giants. I don't know about that.
Dalvin Cook's probably in that category as well.
Yo, I'm sorry, I forgot.
And same with the Browns guys. But you're right. Like the amount of teams that are doing that. I have a stat for everyone. Daniel Jones. Dave, your guy, who I'm now back on, but it was originally your guy. Daniel Jones at home in his career is 14 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, 4-11 against the spread. On the road, 25 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 11-4 against the spread.
No,
crazy.
You need to trade him.
Crazy.
That's what they're saying.
Totally
you need to go
different.
play for another team.
Totally different guy on the road.
That's really bizarre.
Yes, very bizarre.
Very bizarre.
Give me the Giants. I'll take the Giants.
We're going back to the Giants?
Don't do it, Dave. Don't do it.
No,
Dave,
I
don't do it.
I did it.
Okay.
I'm behind now. I like taking shots. I'm like Kenny Stabler. I like just throwing deep every play.
You know what, Dave? You're a young man and you still remember guys like that. That's impressive.
Yep.
That's my era, Kenny Stabler.
Yeah,
I like that you remember that.
Yeah.
How could you even identify with Kenny Stabler? What were you, 2 years old?
Kenny Stabler's a lefty, and just when the Raiders, Al Davis, to go deep every play. That's my type of football.
That's also shout out Steve Sable because NFL Films did everything. I mean, I know Kenny Stabler. I never obviously watched him live, but those videos are the best.
I think he played a couple games with like a butt in his mouth.
Oh yeah,
in the helmet.
Yeah, with a whiskey bottle in his back pocket.
All right, let's get to Sunday Night Football. The Bills at the Chiefs. Now,
Snake.
Yep.
That was his nickname.
Snake?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the nickname.
The Bills have shut out 2 teams in the last 4 weeks. They're playing lights out right now. The Chiefs 2-2. They beat the Eagles pretty handily last week. Dave, you've been really high on the Bills. I'm surprised they're not favored in this game.
Well, I don't think they'd be favored at Arrowhead.
Really?
At Arrowhead, no. The Chiefs, I think, still are the Super Bowl favorite. But that brings me, for the AFC, actually for the league maybe, that brings me to my next point.
Okay.
And I talked about this. I am debating, and I know Deion doesn't like the gambling talk, putting $100,000 on the Buffalo Bills to win the Super Bowl.
Wow.
They're 8-1. I'd have to do it before this week because they beat Kansas City. It'll go down a little bit. My problem is I'm not writing off the Patriots. I think the Patriots still could turn around and make the play. They could make the playoffs. They got to play Buffalo twice. I don't want to be in a root against situation because I'll always root for the Patriots, but that's how good I think Buffalo is. I think they're the best team in the league.
I care about you, man. You're a great dude. Do not put that 100 stack on the Buffalo Bills going to the Super Bowl.
Why?
Why?
I don't see it. I just don't see it.
Well, that's because you hate Josh Allen.
First of all, I love Josh Allen. But right when you believe in the Bills, that's when they
No,
let you down.
I
When
disagree.
you don't believe in them, that's when they play well.
Why? They made
This
it all the
game
way
right
to the
here,
AFC Championship.
Who you
They-
picking?
They,
So
they
you
made
pick-
it
so you
exact-
picking them this
yeah,
week?
I'm taking the Bills clearly this week, yes.
They also
That's
have,
strong.
the Bills do have one of the best home advantages in the playoffs, not because of fans, even though the fans are the best,
Weather?
but the weather.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like if
Right.
if the Chargers have to go to Buffalo.
Nobody is coming into Buffalo and beating them in the playoffs. And when you say they underachieve, they achieved to their exact potential last year. They lost to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship, right? And they got outplayed. It wasn't close. But that's a young team that did. I think they're the most complete team in the league. I really do.
Deion, what do you think about
I
the
don't
game?
like them this week. I don't like them against the Chiefs. The Chiefs know them. They don't respect them. I feel like the Chiefs they just set to be dominant for once. The Chiefs are very much underachieving, especially not just on the defensive side, on both sides. Defense, you can have what you want. It's like Burger King. You have it your way on their defense. Offensively, Mahomes is playing good, but he's not playing great. He's doing some wonderful things, but not doing some brilliant things. He's doing some spectacular things, but not doing some things we hadn't seen. Like he's not that guy right now. And I don't know if they're catching up with their offense. I don't know what's going on with the Chiefs.
Maybe they were crowned a destiny a little prematurely. You won one Super Bowl.
You know what? That may be. And then you're going to 2 Super Bowls straight, then losing the second one. But it's something not clicking. I think it's the defense. I really think it's the defense, and the offense is not getting as many attempts that it normally would because the defense are not getting the stops. That secondary is horrendous. So Josh Allen has to be on. Like he has to be on this week for them to compete. But I like the Chiefs outscoring them. I just like the Chiefs outscoring them.
That means they'd win.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm picking the Chiefs.
I'm going to push back on the Mahomes thing. I think he's been pretty damn good. I think their defense is garbage. He wasn't great in the Chargers game, but if you remember the Ravens game, he won that game. Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumbled. Like, that wasn't on Mahomes. The Chiefs win that game if he doesn't fumble there. I do like the Bills, though, because I just think they're going to, they have revenge from the AFC Championship game. I also simply think it comes down to which team is going to be able to get a stop. The Bills are going to get a stop before the Chiefs because the Chiefs' defense, the Eagles didn't punt. I know they had a couple turnovers, but it's just up and down every single game. They can't stop anyone right now.
Bills are the most complete team in the league in my mind.
All right, let's get to #IBelieve. Every single week we do one. This week, the producers want us to do more about week 5, what you believe in week 5. But first, Dan, we have to talk about what you said last week.
Yes.
That Matt Nagy would be fired if the Bears got humiliated. They did win.
They won.
All week there's been some weird shit about if Andy Dalton's going to start, Justin Fields is going to start. How are you feeling about your Bears?
So it was announced today, like an hour ago, that Justin Fields is now officially the starter, which is bizarre because Matt Nagy can't do anything normally. Monday he does a press conference, says Andy Dalton's still the starter if he's healthy. Wednesday, out of nowhere, I don't even know if he was doing media, but it just gets announced Justin Fields is a starter. So I believe the Bears are going to win this game against the Raiders.
Oh.
Yeah,
There you go.
because here's your week 5, I believe. I think that, Deion, you can speak to this. Players on a team know who gives them the best chance to win better than anyone else, better than the fans, better than the coaches. Players, man to man, know in practice that's the guy or that's not the guy. I think that the entire Chicago Bears team has known Justin Fields has been the guy since camp. They've known that he is the guy to get them to the peak, which is probably not that high, but it's the most. So I think you will see a galvanized effort behind him. They're going to win against the Raiders. Justin Fields is going to be electric.
Do you think, obviously you want your team to win. You want Justin Fields to be good. But if they keep winning, Matt Nagy was not going to get fired.
No, that is a problem I will have to deal with later. But I think
problem?
I think you have to go baby steps. What about Bob, Bill Murray?
Yes.
I just need Justin Fields to be good. That's the baby step. Everything else, if Justin Fields is good, everything else will figure itself out. Just have Justin Fields be good.
Dave, you said the Bills are far and away the best team in the AFC. We've just gone over that. What do you think is going to happen in week 5?
I don't want to be boring, but if we're only doing stuff, at the end of this week, the Bills will be the favorite to win the Super Bowl. I think they're going to beat Kansas City. I think they're going to beat them easy.
Okay. All right.
And I actually think you know what goes into that as well? I'm not going to pick it because it's a big spread and we're not picking against the spread. I wouldn't be shocked if the Dolphins beat the Bucs.
Me neither.
I think that's
no way.
a weird game that
Not gonna happen.
Bucs are going to have an emotional letdown. The Dolphins really, really need one. Brian Flores knows Tom Brady, so
It's
that
not
would
gonna
go
happen.
into your Bills are going to be the favorites.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that game in a little bit. Deion, you said you doubled down on Glenny Balls. Glenny is back today, by the way. So you doubled down on the Cowboys dominate the NFC East.
I'm doubling down on the Cowboys dominating, but let me just tell you this. Be on the lookout for this. If the Seahawks lose, it's going to be some bickering and murmuring out of Seattle about the destiny for this franchise because they're not going higher. They seem like they're on a downward spiral. And if they lose, you're going to start hearing the whispers of change some way or another.
But how, most outside the Patriots really, and now we're down too, but how, you got to have a little regression, right? Like the Steelers are down. What change in Pete Carroll you're talking?
Just period. But first of all, it starts with the whole Russell thing this offseason of being there. Am I going to be here? Am I not? Do I want to be here? Do I not? So people start bringing that stuff back up when you have a losing record. Then that spirals over to Pete Carroll, and they start bringing up the past and things that happened, the decisions he's made, and everything just goes crazy after that. So if you allow that to come out.
I agree with you, Deion. The reason why, Dave, I'd push back on what you said is it's usually the quarterback. If the quarterback is still in his prime and a franchise quarterback, you shouldn't have regression. Like Big Ben is, the Steelers are regressing because Big Ben's god awful.
Yeah,
the Patriots regressed because Tom Brady left. Like if your franchise guy who is still in his prime, like it's actually almost, you know what's similar? If we want to do an analogy, it's similar to the last year of Mike McCarthy with the Packers. Aaron Rodgers still in his prime. That team misses the playoffs. They play like shit. Everyone's like, how can you be bad if you have Aaron Rodgers? He gets fired. So I actually think it's a fair point, Deion.
Yeah. Okay, good point.
Thank you, sir. You're a good man.
Look, I can agree with you.
Yeah,
Look
me
at that.
too.
That was
I hadn't heard it.
That
Scared the heck out of me. Me and Booze jumped out our seats
That
in here. I
was
couldn't
honestly
believe it.
beautiful, shocking.
It scared me.
If the Seahawks don't make the playoffs this year, I do think there will be change. Yeah.
All right. Before we get to the Ain't Nobody Care game of the week, we're going to go to the Sunday conversation with Caleb Glenny Balls and Broncos running back Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon,
Yes, sir.
did you feel a lot of pressure growing up where you grew up and in the circumstances that you grew up in
Which would be?
to become a dairy farmer?
I never had any intentions to be a.
But you're from Wisconsin, that's true, isn't it?
It's not like, it don't really look like Wisconsin, but yeah, it's Wisconsin.
You set at the University of Wisconsin the NCAA single game rushing record. Is that true?
That is true.
How'd that feel?
Feel good. Lasted for 6 days, but
What happened?
somebody broke it. A record that lasts for 17 years got broke in 6 days.
They broke your record in 6 days.
6 days.
Dude, lasting long is overrated.
I think so too. I think so too.
You're a fast guy, Melvin Gordon?
I wouldn't say so. I hit 21 this year. I'm pretty proud of that.
21 what?
That's why.
In PHs?
Yeah, nice.
You know who else is fast?
Who's that? That guy.
Glenny Balls.
Give me a 40.
I am
man.
low-key fast.
Give me a 40.
I hired Glenny Balls based on his speed.
He did. 5 years ago.
Really?
He's fast.
This guy's already been hired? Yeah. He's fast?
Once again, for my size.
Show Mel.
Let me see.
We'll do it. Keep in mind I'm wearing not running shoes right now, but we'll do it.
Let me see a 40 stance. Is that?
I don't even know how to do a 40 stance.
Put a finger down, Balls.
Oh, you mean like this? Mm-hmm. And then you go up.
Push out, brother. You gotta keep your head down though.
All right.
Head down.
3, 2, 1, go! Told you. You ever get sore playing football?
Yeah, after every game, I feel like I've been in a car wreck. Yeah.
What do you do to try to prevent soreness Is that a weight room thing?
I get massages. Yeah.
Would you ever want to play for Robert Kraft?
I mean, you've been chilling with Meek Mill. I think you got a little personality. Why not, right?
Right.
Yeah.
What about playing in Mile High Stadium? Is it weird to play in front of fans who are so high?
I guess.
How's it weird?
Well, mess me up, man. I mean, maybe it's not weird. Maybe it is weird. I don't know. I've never been a fan of stands to really know the difference.
So you're so locked in.
Yeah, I'm tapped in.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah, we call it tapped in.
Tapped in?
Yeah.
How's a guy like me get tapped in?
I think you tapped in, though.
No, I'm tapped in.
I think you tapped in.
I'm tapped.
I think you tapped. You
He's
tapped?
tapped. He's tapped.
You tapped. I think you tapped, bro.
I'm tapped in. What's more important, strength or flexibility?
Flexibility.
What's the best ability? Flexibility?
Nah.
Accountability?
Yeah.
Availability?
Availability.
What about breathability? Isn't it pretty important to breathe?
I would hope so, otherwise you wouldn't be living, so, yeah.
So what's the best ability?
I guess breathability.
Don't let me put words in your mouth.
Did you just make that up, though? Did you just make that up?
You like Denver?
Yeah, I love Denver.
What about the Denver airport? That's weird, huh?
We talking about that blue horse?
What's up with the blue horse?
I heard anybody that touch it dies.
We all died, Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, but you go touch that, you be dying a lot sooner than later.
Do you know the conspiracy theory for the Denver airport?
You know, not really. I try to forget it on purpose.
Sammy Watkins says the earth is flat. You think he's onto something?
What is he, best friends with Kyrie or something?
That's what he said.
I started to believe that, and then I realized.
Well, it is confusing because if you look at the earth on a globe, it's round. But if you look at the earth on a map, it's flat.
I guess. Since we're bringing up conspiracy theories, do you think we really went to the moon?
You don't think we've been to the moon?
I don't think we've been to the moon.
How come?
I just don't believe it.
Suspicious, isn't it?
Yeah, I just don't believe it.
How do we get there?
I mean, spaceship, but
People are quick to criticize those who believe in conspiracy theories.
that's facts.
And they say people who believe in conspiracy theories are idiots. But that can't be true because I believe almost all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah. That make you an idiot, right?
Let's get to the Ain't Nobody Care game of the week. The Jets and the Falcons, they shipped it overseas. It's in London. It's going to be at like 9:30 a.m. Eastern time.
London don't want that. London does not want that.
I mean, that is
How can we send that
gross.
to London?
I hate these London games.
I do too. I hate
them.
But the Jets.
I like them because it's great for the players. I wish that I would have had an opportunity
Why?
to go
Why? Players
and play.
don't want to go there.
Yeah, yes, they do. They want that trip, man. A lot of these young guys want the trip. A lot of guys, you got to understand, Dave,
I
haven't
feel
been
like that's
anywhere.
I feel like that's the what? Never been anywhere.
Yeah.
You mean outside
you
the
gotta
country?
understand a lot, man. Dave, you got to understand, man. 70% of these guys from the inner city.
Yo, so
we ain't
you're
been
saying
nowhere, man.
outside the
We ain't been
when
nowhere.
you say nowhere,
we
you-
hadn't been anywhere.
Outside the country, you're saying.
Yeah, right.
Like most
right.
of these guys
Anywhere.
at this age have been way more places than every other guy their age.
No, Dave.
Well, yeah,
Let me
they
tell you
have.
something, man.
They've been every city in the country.
When I went to Florida State, dude, that's the only place I had ever been.
Yeah, but when you were on Florida State, didn't you travel?
Yeah, but you go there, you're in the hotel, you come right back. You don't. It's not travel. That's business.
I've
it's
only
work.
been to London once, and that was like 2 years ago. I don't
That's
think
your
these guys
choice.
want to fly that long and have everything. I disagree.
I also,
Yeah, they do.
I just want to preemptively, because we know it's going to happen probably in 10 years. Whenever they put a team in London, it's going to
They're
suck.
gonna have a team.
Suck.
It's going to suck, and they're
I
going to
would
do
put
that.
a team in Mexico before I put a team in London.
But they're gonna
do
do
you
it.
ever see the crowd in Mexico whenever
Yes.
the NFL goes to Mexico?
Yes.
Yes.
That's where you should put a team.
That's going to be crazy. But the Jets did get a win last week, an overtime win. Dan, what do you think about this game? It's a gross game.
It is a gross game. I'm going to take the Jets here. I think that Dave's boy Zach Wilson. I think he's I think we might have gotten a little too ahead of ourselves with him. He looked really bad, but he also played some really good defenses. And then you saw him play against Tennessee, a big-time step down. He looked great.
He can make throws
Yes.
the other guys cannot make.
Correct. And guess what? The Atlanta Falcons defense is worse than the Tennessee Titans defense, so I think Zach Wilson's going to look really good. I'll take the Jets. I think they got a little something. I don't know what it is, but that game against Tennessee, the way they fought, their defense was on the field a shitload. Like, I don't know. They got a little something.
This is what's caused my head to hurt because I had the Jets as my mortal lock the week before when they got annihilated.
They got shut out, yeah.
Then they win, so I'm like, I gotta stop jumping off. This game does suck, but I thought Wilson was one of the best quarterbacks I've seen come out. I would have done anything to get him. I love the guy we got. But I did like Zach Wilson coming out of college a lot. Here, this is a crap game. I'll take the Jets.
Jets, okay.
That was just a coin flip.
Yes, yeah, that was definitely,
Yeah.
yes. Deion, what do you think?
This is hard because this game is hot garbage. I mean, hot garbage with like locks on the end of the trash cans. That's how hot this garbage is. I told myself I would not take the Atlanta Falcons again because of the pain and the agony. It's like what Dan feels about the darn Bears. I feel it. I understand what he's going through. I understand the turmoil inside. And the Falcons, just when I pick them, they take me all the way up and they drop me, and it hurts. So I'm going with the Jets. I love what the young quarterback did last week. I don't think he's going to do it again in London, but I think it's going to be a tight game, and they're going to win it in the end versus the Falcons. High-scoring game as well.
I don't know if I should switch to try to make up some ground.
It's early.
It's still early. It's only week 5.
Yeah, but I mean, we're letting a 3.5-point favorite go by the board with everybody on the side. Give me the Falcons.
Okay.
Strategy.
It's big brain stuff over there.
Because, I mean,
Yeah, I
it's a
mean, you
coin
are
flip.
getting value.
Yeah, it's a coin flip.
It's time for Rapid Fire Games of the Week. Rapid Fire is presented by Cross Country Mortgage. When it comes to your mortgage, don't take any risks and go with the favorites over at Cross Country Mortgage. Even if you're not looking to buy a home right now, they can still help you out with a bunch of stuff like renegotiating your current loan terms. Go to crosscountrymortgage.com/Barstool. Cross Country Mortgage can take care of you through the home buying process. Cross Country Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 3029. All loans subject to underwriting approval. That's www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org. We do have our guy Glenny back this week. Hello, Glenny. We missed you.
What's up? Happy to be back. I'm very happy to be back. It's fun.
You're very happy to see you have weather reports for us?
Yeah, I got a whole sheet right here.
All right, so we'll send it to you whenever the guys need weather reports. So we'll start with the Packers at the Bengals. Deion, I will start with you.
I'm going with the Packers, although the Bengals are playing really good football. I love their quarterback, their receiving core. I love the way they get after it, but I don't think they're ready for what Green Bay has. I'm going with the Packers.
Dave?
You know, I'm going to say something, too, as we're going down there. The NFL, outside of all the issues with, like, concussions and you can't tackle anymore, bright future. There, for the first time in a long time, I feel confident in saying there's a lot of very good young quarterbacks. Like, we've had the same ones, the Brady, the Rodgers.
Breeze, Manning.
Manning. And
Roethlisberger.
Rivers.
Yeah. You got the new crop with the Bengals, Burrow, the kid in Arizona. We were just talking about that. There's some good young quarterbacks who should be in the league for a while, which is.
I agree. It's
That's on you, Deion.
Yeah, it is. But you're right. It's you can go. I mean, Herbert, Mahomes, Allen, Kyler Murray, Justin Fields,
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
There's a good.
No, not Jalen Hurts.
I feel like there was a while
Dak?
where there were none.
Burrow,
There's guys
Dak.
who believe
Yes.
Jalen Hurts played great last
No,
week.
no,
What do you mean?
Anyway, so I got off on that tangent, but that's exciting. A lot of good guys. I am going to take. This is a tough game. This is a statement game almost for me. If the Bengals win this game, it's a playoff team, right? I don't know that they're there yet. I'm going to take the Packers.
Dan?
I'm going to take the Packers as well. I think they're going to win this game. I think the Bengals are good, not great, and this is a step up in class for them.
From when I've seen the Bengals, Joe Burrow always good. His line has not been great, and that could be a problem here.
The Lions at the Vikings. Dave, the Lions are 0-4. They stink. The Vikings 1-3. What do you think?
Yeah, well, Deion owes me something because I keep listening to him talk about the Vikings and his coach who he's in love with, but this team sucks. They suck.
Well, it's Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
They suck. I had them
What does he
last
owe
week.
you?
They suck. The Lions are horrible. I'll take the Vikings, but they stink, Deion, so stop, defending this coach here. He's going to
You
go.
know what?
He's going to go.
You know what? You're right, and I'm sad to agree with you. They have cost me 3 darn games this year. I would be up 3 games if it wasn't for my relationship with Zim.
Yeah,
So I let him
you're
know
blinded
that-
by Zim glasses.
Yeah. No, I let him know I'm done. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. But the only reason I'm picking them this week is because the Detroit Lions are ridiculous, straight up. They're ridiculous. I would not ever pick them or the Falcons again this year, even if they play in a squad game with each other. I would not pick either one. I'm going with the Vikings this week.
The Lions are arguably worst
Bad.
sports franchise, not just NFL. I mean, they're never good.
They have won one
Barry
playoff
Sanders,
game in
yeah.
50 years.
Yeah.
Very bad.
Not go to the play. One playoff win.
Wayne Fonts. I
Yep.
actually.
Yep,
I like
against
that.
the Cowboys, I want to say.
Yeah, that was Barry.
Yeah, I want to say it was the
Barry
Cowboys.
basically quit because they were so bad.
Yeah, same with Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
They just quit all their generational talents. I'll take the Vikings.
They
The-
call it retirement.
Yeah.
They retired. They didn't quit.
Because they were so bad?
Yeah, the Vikings
Tired
are
so
the
bad.
top team in my 1 and 3 power rankings.
Okay.
I saw that. That
Yeah.
was brilliant.
Yeah,
too,
no,
by the
they
way.
are. They are. They're the top team. I love doing those power
You
rankings.
think
And
they're
you're
better than
good,
the
bad teams, like
Yeah,
that whole
they're-
conversation. So you took it and ran with it. I see. You took it and made a whole chart for your really good, bad teams.
Yeah, no, the Patriots
Oh.
are 3 in my power rankings. I
By the way,
the Giants too.
It's yeah, I disagree with that. It sucks because Detroit's a great sports town and they deserve to have at least something to cheer about. Detroit Dawn superfan.
Yep. I mean, he texted me after the Ravens game. He's like, I have no words, and I was like, well, those are words.
Yes. Just sad ones.
Yeah, it's just really sad.
Broncos at Steelers, Dan.
I'm going to go with the Steelers here. I know that the Steelers are really bad. I know Ben is really bad. He's very hurt always because that's just what he says. Drew Lock is starting for the Broncos. I think Drew Lock stinks. And I think that this defense will have their day with Drew Lock. And I also think the Steelers are in a spot right now where they really, really, really need a win. So I'm taking the Steelers.
Dave?
Agree with what Dan said. If the quarterback, if the starter was still playing, is
Teddy,
Bridgewater.
yeah.
Yeah. If he was still playing, I would take the Broncos because I do think the Steelers are terrible. This league's so crazy. That one win they beat the Bills, which is stunning to me at this point. But I'll take the Steelers at home. Defense gets after them. But in the backup quarterback's huge.
Deion?
I'm taking the Steelers. I had no idea the information you guys just discussed. Teddy Bridgewater's out. Make sure you change my pick on Prime Picks too, guys. I'm taking the Steelers. I had
Is
no
he
idea
definitely out?
that Teddy
think
Bridgewater's
Almost
out.
I
positive.
know they
he
said that
is.
Drew Lock was starting. I don't know.
Well, then
Well, that
would
means
mean
he's out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
hey,
he's out
yeah.
for at least a few weeks, if I remember.
That was tough.
Oh,
I
my
tuned,
God.
he's
I
not-
tuned in and saw
Yeah, I'm
Lock
done.
playing. And
Yeah,
I
I'm
needed
done.
that.
Definitely.
I'm off of that.
Concussion, not practicing
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we talked a little bit about this earlier, but Dolphins at Bucks. Dave, you think that
I think this game's going to be closer than people think. I think Brady had a very emotional week. I would pay anything to know the 20-minute conversation that Belichick and Brady had.
Yeah, it would be incredible.
I would love to know. I think the Bucks win this, but very, very close. It wouldn't stun me with an upset here. The Bucks aren't playing great.
no? Well, and you were there. I mean, it was very emotional. Weather was shit. But like, how did you feel with the whole Tom thing? in Fox
I
Sports?
mean, it went exactly how I thought it would. He got huge cheers, a lot of people wearing it. When the game started, it was very much everybody rooting for the Patriots. Brady didn't play well. He was overthrowing a lot of balls. I thought Mac played better. And you didn't ask me about the Patriots, but, Patriots are 2 fumbles away from, 3-1.
That was the one thing we were robbed of is the Patriots making that field goal and then Patriots
100.
fans having to be like, oh, this sucks to have Tom Brady.
So
Right.
I also,
on the field.
for that decision, which I was stunned when they brought the kicker out, folks, stunned, even though he's hit 35 in a row. I watched the kick. I'm like, okay, I can live with it because he had the leg and it just hit the post. It was almost double jeopardy because even if that goes in, then you got to dodge Brady coming back down the field. I would have rather tried to get the first down, never let him see him. I never questioned Belichick. It was a good game. The Patriots, listen, they were ready, and I don't think anybody came away. My main thing is I'd love to know the 20-minute conversation. And for me, on a personal level, it was very special. Kraft was great. Mr. Kraft I didn't know if I'd be part of a group. He took me up into his office. We spent about 45 minutes.
Wow.
The paraphernalia that he has in his office, it's just, the guy's lived a million lives. He's got pictures with presidents. He's telling how Putin stole his ring. He's got the framed Boston Globe cover when the Patriots down 28-3, and they were ready to run it with Brady is on hands and knees. So as a diehard Patriot fan, it really was a walk down memory lane.
The picture with you with wearing the shirt was really cool too.
The Kraft, yeah, and he loves it. And I got the picture with the
that was awesome.
The Lombardi trophies
awesome.
and Belichick, and they rolled out the red carpet. And he said he's a thoughtful guy, and he was like, I don't know how this is going to be interpreted at league headquarters because the obvious disdain they had for me, but it's like, at this point, I don't really care. So it was a special day for me. I wish the Patriots won. Maybe the coolest part, they let me helicopter in, which I didn't realize was a huge deal, but they don't let people do that.
It's really fun.
So a lot of people, when I did it, they're like, oh my God, that was you in the helicopter. It basically lands in the stadium. And then the weather was bad, and I had to go to an airport, and they put me in with the Crafts in the escort out of the stadium, which is awesome. Yeah. It's like all these back roads under it, you just cut the traffic.
That's amazing.
So it was a special day. I wish they won, but it was a special day all around. And you
Well,
know,
you got the VIP.
yeah, I go full VIP, and I saw one quote
You got
from
a VIP
Brady
treat.
when they're like, "You're never going to be back here." He's like, "I wouldn't say that." So he probably will do the quick contract at the end.
You missed an all-time moment when the game started. Because you were at the game, you weren't watching on TV. They showed Tom Brady coming out of the Patriots locker room like a flashback from 2018. Hank thought for a brief second that Tom Brady had switched teams, and it was like literally had been like, you know what, I'm back here and I'm signing with the Patriots. He actually like yelped at the TV, and he's like, wait, fuck, because then Brady came out as a Buck, and he actually thought
believed
for
it.
a brief second, he's like, Tom Brady did all this, and now he's back on the Patriots.
I am looking forward to when he's like, I would be surprised if he doesn't do one of the fake
One-day
contracts.
contracts,
Yeah,
yeah.
I actually wouldn't be
I hate
surprised
when
if Tom
people do
Brady is like, fuck the fake contract, let me start.
That could be true. That could
At
be
like
true.
age 55.
And you can honestly tell with Kraft, he's fairly, of anybody, is bittersweet. And it's tough to see him in the Bucs uniform. I'm looking forward to when that fake shit's done and he can go back to just being Patriot. He talked about it nicely, but yeah, it was a special game to be at.
Deion, first of all, what do you think about this game? And then also, what do you think that conversation was like between Tom and Bill?
A lot of apologizing of what I could have done or what I could have done better to make this relationship work. I think it was a lot of that on both sides. It really was, because you could say that he didn't allow Brady to do this and that, but Brady has a trainer everywhere. Ain't no team does that. Come on, ain't no team allows that in-house. You don't do that. Nobody does that. I haven't heard of anybody that's able to bring their outside trainers in-house. So, but Tom is brilliant, man. I love him. I love the Robert Kraft. First of all, he's the epitome of class amongst the NFL owners, and I know that to be a fact, and he's highly regarded as well. The only thing I missed about that tremendous game, that was a tremendous game, that Brady was a bit nervous, and that's understandable as a quarterback. I miss Gronk not playing, man.
Yeah, it sucked. It wasn't
that
there.
bothered me. Like Gronk would have made a difference some kind of way.
Huge difference.
Brady would have made sure Gronk made a difference in that game. That's the only thing I missed about that game, and I hated the weather because I wanted to see him duel it out. But that Jones, that was his coming out party, and I'm glad he picked that stage to allow all the Patriots fans to know that he's real, he's genuine, they made the right decision.
Yeah, Mac Jones looked really good. You know who really missed Gronk was Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I think that's a big
Yes.
part of why
Yes.
he looked off, because that is his security blanket. That is his guy
Yep.
in the red zone. That's why I think I'm going to take the Bucs straight up, but I think this game will be closer because I think that without Gronk, it is a big, big difference.
Because even when he wasn't
Yeah, I'm taking the
overthrowing,
Patriots
guys
on it.
weren't catching it. Sometimes.
Right.
Like Gronk would have always come down with that ball. So you're going to take the Bucs.
What do you
Yes.
mean the Bucs? I said the Patriots.
I'm taking
What am
the
I talking
Bucs.
about? I'm taking the Bucs. I'm taking the Bucs.
Also, very funny, just a side note, it is funny how we, like, in media, the whole lead up was like how their relationship broke up and how they could have done things better. It's like they won 6 Super Bowls
Listen.
in 20 years. Like, if that's your relationship, I think it went
But you want
pretty
to
well.
end.
Listen, and
Let me tell you something, guys. No matter what you do in life, you want to end right.
Yeah.
Closure.
And
They
I
need a
think they're
closure.
upset because they didn't end right. A woman needs closure. A man wants to end right.
listen,
A man just wants to,
Fair.
let's just end right. A woman wants closure. Like, a man don't give a darn about a period being at the end of the sentence. We don't care. We just want to end right.
and it honestly doesn't even matter if it's football, it's bands. We've had it a little bit here. Anybody who's been together for basically 2 decades and
Right.
go from obscurity to the level of success they have, there's infighting.
Yeah.
There's egos. There's everything. It's not unique to the Patriots. It's not unique to any. That is what happens almost in life. So it's unfortunate. You wish that he ended it here. And to be honest, if they could do it over again and go back, maybe they would. But who knows? I mean,
it's also partly just because Tom Brady's a physical psycho and has defied all logic. Because he could have easily had the John Elway and walked off in 2018. Or the guy's going to play forever.
Or he could have become Peyton Manning when you can't throw the ball 2 yards.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Let's go Saints at the football team. Deion?
Saints.
Dave?
Football team.
Dan?
Oh man, I'm gonna go with the Saints. I think the Saints are just gonna be my flip-flop team of the season. Every time, if you look at their entire year so far, they've had an unbelievable game against the Packers, clunker against the Panthers, great game against the Patriots, clunker last week against the Giants. So Saints.
Eagles at Panthers, Dan?
Panthers. Panthers get right. Eagles are not good right now, and they have a lot of injuries, and I don't trust them.
Dave?
Panthers.
Deion?
Oh, this is going to be a good game. I mean, shoot. The kid threw the heck out the ball last week for the Eagles. It's going to be a good game, but I'm going to go with the Panthers.
All right.
It's going to be tight.
Titans at Jags. We have to talk about Urban Meyer.
Well, Ohio State.
Wow.
We have to talk about Urban Meyer. I mean,
lack of respect, institutional chaos. You look at the people who've come through that program, double murderers, racists, you name it, all under his watch. What can you say about a man who has no morals and has created a system in Ohio with no morals? And yeah, I went to Michigan. We haven't beat them in a long time. I know it's a pro football show, but at least I can stand tall about integrity, honor, respect for mankind, human, and that team from Ohio can't. This team's in disarray. I'm going to take the Titans.
Deion, what did you think about all the
first
Urban Meyer stuff?
Let me have my guys back for a minute because they're going to jump all over Dave for all that.
Who's your guy?
Yeah, everybody. They're going to jump all over my guy.
Who's your guy?
For who? What you mean?
Are you
Dave?
Dave
is my
I
guy.
thought you were about to defend Urban Meyer.
No, Dave is my guy. I'm saying they're going to jump all over Dave when they hear this, talk about no morals and no respect.
At Ohio?
No.
And I want to have my guys back.
They know that's a fact. Everything Dave said, they'll be like, yeah, you're right, but we win championships. That's
Which
what
is
they
true.
will say.
I'm telling you, somebody's going to take it the other way. They're going to say, how can Dave say that? That's what they're going to say. So I want to have my guys back. That's what I'm saying right now.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
They're going to say that. Guys, don't act like you don't know they're going to say that. Yes, they're going to say that. But I love that you stand on your word. You stand for what you believe, and I admire the heck out of that. I can't pick Jacksonville because I just don't see them progressing right now. But although I don't know who the Tennessee Titans are, I have no idea who this team is.
Me too.
I don't know what they want to be. You got both. How can both darn receivers have a hamstring pull?
I know.
Yeah.
How can both guys have a hamstring pull simultaneously? So that even things up. But still, if that even things up, you're still going to beat the darn Jacksonville Jaguars.
Let me ask you.
I'm going Tennessee.
I'm taking the Titans as well. Let me ask you one question, Deion. How many times in your career as a player and coach has the coach not gone back with the team on the plane?
I've never heard of that.
Correct.
Now, I've heard of a coach kicking it with the players because Barry Switzer was my guy, and I love him. I love him. But I've never heard that.
And I love this. This is from last year when Urban Meyer was on Fox. He was explaining criteria to examine for struggling teams. Number 1, trust issues. Number 2, dysfunctional environment. Number 3, selfishness. Urban Meyer just talking about Urban Meyer.
It's being self-aware.
Yeah, I got to
He's
be
being
honest.
self-aware.
I got to be honest. The major problem of all of this about Urban Meyer is he comes across with his words the most self-righteous guy. Like, there's a lot of people who are getting grinded on and doing weird. Fine, we don't make like put them up and make this entire scene. But everything he builds upon is so false. He's the guy doing it. You can't say one thing and then directly do the other. That's why everyone's kind of making fun and poking fun at him, because we know who he is.
Right.
And who's he trying to fool?
Well, and it's not like it was the only thing that's happened this year. Every single week he says something stupid,
Right. Like-
he does something stupid.
Like this grind thing, you think
Yeah.
fucking NFL guys care?
No.
No, they
course
care
not.
about the fact that he didn't go back with them and,
And
he
then canceled-
lied to
and
them.
canceled
And they're
meetings.
0-4.
Yes.
They're 0-4. If they're 4-0.
Hey, what media is they? Let's put this in perspective. And you're right, they're 1-4. Media today, media is forgiving about the whole thing. First of all, I saw it several times and it just kept coming through my feed. I didn't know who it was. I just thought it was a guy in the bar until I think it was yours, Dan, that I really looked at. I say, that's Urban Meyer.
He's taking his finger
My
right
guy.
up his butt, Deion, right up the butt.
Well, they were trying to get him on the dance floor.
Alternate angle,
No.
right up the butt.
Yes.
I didn't know what that was, but society will forgive that. But you guys are right, because you can do anything now in society because everyone's doing everything. But to go back with your team and be 0-4, I think football-wise, that's more detrimental than anything.
And why would you want to play? It's so much about him. It's like, these guys, and I guess it's egos, whatever. It's fake heart attacks, but when you're in a college town, it's basically a dictator. You control everything.
Yes.
You control the media. They're afraid to ask you questions.
Nobody would leak those videos.
So why a guy like that? Why do you ever move to the NFL? It's just a different ball game.
Deion, what do you think about, and we'll move on from this game after this, but all the reports that as soon as he left all the position group meetings, that they all started laughing at him? Like,
100%.
I mean, I'm saying, but like, how do you come back from that? Daniel?
I don't. First of all, I don't believe that. And when that happens, you've lost. It's two ways you lose, man. You lose games, guys, and hear this very clearly. You lose games, or you lose your team. When you lose your team, it's over. You could lose games and try to fix it and get it right and retool some things and start back winning. But when you lose your team, guys, it's over.
Well,
and I don't think that's where they are yet. I don't think that's where they're headed. And I think they can rebound because they're dealing with a rookie quarterback first and foremost. But that just wasn't a good look in this time.
Let me ask you
and
this,
age.
Deion, and I don't know if you guys agree with it. I will say, and some of the stuff, Jess, blah, blah. Urban in college seemed like the guys loved playing for him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
does that not translate to the NFL, or do you?
Yeah, it translates.
So do you think-
I haven't seen a guy speak out against him. I haven't seen.
I mean, I have.
I haven't.
I feel like the
I
team,
haven't.
because he does the same stuff he does in college that he does in the pros, the hustle and hydrate in training camp. Guys don't want to hear that. We had Pete Prisco on the show, who used to be a Jaguars beat writer, works for CBS Sports. He said that C.J. Henderson, right, running back for the Jaguars, got traded because he and Urban had a big disagreement about playing time, whatever. Urban Meyer said afterwards, I had a great conversation with C.J. Henderson and his parents. Why is Urban Meyer talking to parents in the pros? Like, he's treating this still like college football. They're grown men.
Yeah.
That is weird.
You don't do
Yeah,
that.
it's very
I
weird.
don't do that here unless I choose to do that.
But that's college. Like, college, you can talk to the
yeah.
parents. The parents are still, you're
Yeah,
18
but you
to
gotta
22-year-old
choose to
kids.
do that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you got to even choose to do that. I don't do that unless I'm really concerned about this kid and I reach out to a parent and say, look, this is what's going on with your son. You need to check him. So I do that when that happens, but it's no parent could come to me and complain about a kid playing time. If that happens, the kid is gone. I'm getting rid of him.
Yeah, there's just certain guys like Rick Pitino.
My dad did that in Pop Warner football. Early high school, complained to coach. I was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
You weren't getting enough playing time?
Yeah, it was like I was a freshman. They put me in JV. My dad's like, please don't do it. So then they gave me 3 carries, 3 touchdowns, whatever. But I still didn't like it. I want to earn it.
Casual.
I want to earn it.
3 carries,
I want to earn
3
it.
touchdowns.
I want to earn it.
There are certain guys
3
that are
carries, 3
just
touchdowns.
wired
Facts.
for college, like Nick Saban, wired for
Facts.
college. John Calipari, Rick
Steve
Pitino,
Spurrier.
like guys who go up to the pros and they treat guys not in a bad way, but they treat guys differently than they should be. Like, grown men don't care about team building. They care about money and they care about their profession.
And more than that, you don't know a lot of these guys. Obviously, I think Saban is, but are they a great coach or a great recruiter? Because 99% of the games you win in college, you just have far superior talent than the other guys. Whereas you get to the pros,
That's true.
everybody's
Everyone's
the
a
same
pro.
talent.
Yep.
And I think what a lot of
Everything's equal.
guys, what you feel with Belichick, put us in the best position to win, look good, play good, because that's how we get paid.
Yes.
And if you make me look good, I'm going to
Yep.
try hard because that's how I earn a living.
Yep.
Most college coaches want to be liked. And the great pro coaches don't give a darn if they're liked or not.
Yep.
They want to win.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, and Urban has been stuck in college all season. Like, he did like the motivational apology. He was talking about Alabama. It's just like he just seems like he just has not realized he's
It's
playing
a
in the
bizarre
NFL.
fit.
And that never, although I was going to say it's never worked, it sort of seemingly did work for Pete Carroll in Seattle a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Pats at the Texans. Dave, I will start with you.
So I'm not writing the Patriots off. They're 2 fumbles away. They were going in and fumbled inside the 20. Who did they lose to that game?
They lost to the Dolphins.
Dolphins.
And they fumbled on a quick receiver. I forget the guy who they were inside the 50, take control of the game. They played well. I think the defense is coming along. This guy, Juden, monster. Absolute monster on the defensive side of the ball.
And the Texans are really bad.
Well, yeah, I could have taken this one.
Really
I was just
bad.
giving the Patriot pep talk. I like the Patriots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Patriots are going to win. The Texans
Yeah.
are a mess.
Yeah, Patriots going to win.
I mean, the Texans are horrible.
This guy, Juden, woo, woo, monster.
Dan, your Bears at the Raiders.
I already gave you my I believe. I do think that the Bears are going to win this game. I mean, they're underdogs, 5.5-point underdogs, but I think this is going to be I'm not going to pretend that the Bears are like some good team now, but they have the ability to look like a good team from time to time. I'm taking the Bears.
Deion?
I didn't take the Raiders this past week, rightfully so, but they're at home, and they're really good. I mean, they're really good. I really like what the Raiders are doing. I'm going to take the Bears at home. I don't think Chicago travels to Las Vegas and performs.
You mean the
well.
Raiders at home? Yeah. I'm going to take the Raiders as well. I don't know about really, really good. I was exhausted, so I watched the first half. They were down 21-0, and then it looked like they made a game of it, lost. But I'll stick with the Raiders here.
49ers at Cardinals. Dave, you love the Cardinals.
Yeah, last week was impressive. I thought they could win that game. I didn't think they were going to crush them. They've been up, they've had two wildly impressive wins, week one and this week. And then they've had two, they kind of skidded around. We keep saying it over and over. As I said, I overreacted week one and took the Cardinals to go to the Super Bowl, not to win it, to go. This is another statement sort of game, and you're probably asking, what do you mean statement game? Old Cardinals lose this. They would. The new Cardinals, which I'm hoping they are, take care of business, move to 5-0. I'll take the Cardinals.
And Kyler said that last week, too, that he thinks.
Did he say that exact thing?
He said a couple of years ago they would have been losing
Oh,
these
yeah,
types of
to
games.
the Jacksonville
Yes.
said that. Yeah.
Yes.
But this is a game because the Niners aren't bad. But this is a game you got to win. If you want to be the team that is the team, you got to win this game, no hands down.
Yeah, Deion, they're the last undefeated team left.
I like it. I'm not crazy about the Cardinals. You all know that. If Jimmy G does not play, this is not a football game, and I'm hearing he may not play. I'm going with the Cardinals at home. I probably would go with them at home anyway, regardless if Jimmy G plays or not. This is going to be a close game. San Francisco always plays them well or defeats them, but I'm going with the Cardinals this year.
Dan?
I'm taking the Niners.
Yeah, so you think they're fake then?
No, I think the Cardinals are for real, but I just think
Who's quarterbacking? Who's quarterbacking?
Trey Lance, and Trey Lance did not look good.
How can you take the Niners?
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you how.
why.
He has a love affair with Shanahan.
No, I'll tell you how, though. Trey
in love
Lance
with
did
him.
not look good. Trey Lance was put into a game where, clearly he wasn't ready. I think they will create a game plan around Trey Lance because Kyle Shanahan is that type of coach. And I think the Niners will stun the Cardinals. Still think the Cardinals are a very good team. I just think that the NFC West is very, very tough. They're riding high. The Niners are riding low. Just give me the water ever finds its level.
Okay. Monday Night Football, Deion, Colts at the Ravens. Your guy, Lamar Jackson.
I'm taking my man Lamar. The Colts aren't good at all. Although Baltimore hadn't played great this season offensively and defensively. They got some guys nicked up early on the defensive side of the ball, so they're not the same by any means. Lamar played really good, that Dan said last week, and I cannot believe that came out of his mouth. But so just because that came out of his mouth, I'm taking the Ravens, just because what came out of his mouth.
I like Lamar. You see, the difference between me and you is when I say I like Lamar, I compliment him. You say, I like this guy, and then you just bash him. I like Lamar.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I do, and I like the Ravens here.
Dave?
Thank you.
At home, at night, I still think Baltimore is a very difficult place to play. And I want to also clarify, because some guys I don't like as people. I'm like, I don't like that guy. And maybe I don't like them as a player either. I actually like Lamar, the guy. I just don't think.
But not a player.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I think he's good.
You're like that, though.
No.
Because you know what? You don't like Odell as a player, but you like him as a guy since you met him.
Yeah, I met him. I don't like him. I'm
You
talking.
like him as a guy.
Well, yeah, I met him for a second. But when I'm talking Lamar, everything about him on the field, I like his demeanor on the field. I never liked Cam Newton. I didn't like Cam Newton when he's doing the Superman, the down 40. Lamar, to me, has always been, if you say Lamar, and I could be wrong, all right, let's put Lamar and Odell. Here's two things. If you say, hey, these stats stink, Odell, but you guys win, or you have great stats and lose, I think Odell wants great stats and lose. I believe that. I feel the reverse of Lamar. I feel like you could say you threw 10 interceptions, sucked, but the Ravens win. No hesitation, I think he takes the win. Those are the guys I like. So I like him as I just don't like running quarterbacks, and I think
Odell wants to win. I promise you, he wants.
Does
to win.
he?
Yeah. Because
why do you go on that boat? Why do you go on that boat then?
It's going down that because he's young and dumb. It's going down that street that this thing could be over really soon.
Yeah.
It really. The only person who gets more chances is Josh Gordon. I've never seen nothing like this in my life.
I agree with that.
I've never seen nothing like it in my life. I'm proud of it. You know the reason he gets chances. First of all, he could play. He could really play. Second of all his inflictions are self.
Yeah.
They're self-inflicted.
Is it just weed?
It's not like he's taking.
And weed's legal, so.
It's not like he's taking anybody with him. He's doing it to himself. Yeah. So that's why we forgive him. But
I like the Ravens here, anyways. That was a long.
I love the Ravens.
No, it's a good point though, Dave. You can separate the player and the person. Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks of all time. I think he's one of the worst human beings of all time too.
Yeah, he's our friend.
But he wish you peace and love.
He's our friend. He just wish you peace and love.
Nope.
Peace and love.
On the football field, generally, I like guys who I truly believe. And I get it. You get paid and all this stuff. Want to win one. And also the new era, this new age we're in, I tend to be turned off by guys who get the endorsement deals and all the big shit before they've done anything. That, like Brady, no one knows who Brady earned. Peyton Manning's handed. Brady earned. That skews how I look.
Can I tell you a little story?
And Lamar would say the same. He had to earn it.
Justin Fields didn't go out to dinner with his family on Sunday night because he wanted to watch film.
I like that.
I like that.
Off of a win.
I like that.
Off of a win.
Football guy.
Like Mac Jones is going to have to earn everything he's getting because no one thought he was going to be that great in the pros.
So Ravens across the board, everybody?
Yep.
All right. We're going to get to the primetime pick of the week in just a second.
I would have hated Deion.
Huh?
Yes.
You would have hated Deion?
I would have hated Deion.
Because he was handed?
Yeah, because I was dominant.
Oh.
Well, no, comes
You
in
know
the
why
league
you
all
know,
celebrating. He didn't win. They couldn't beat anybody at Florida State.
That's not true.
What was your record?
See, Dave, you didn't. Where?
You would have hated.
Where?
You would have hated Deion in the foul.
I would have. Yes. I would have begrudgingly become, all right, this guy's awesome. You're winning all the Super Bowls. He earns it. That's like with me with Shaq.
Yeah, you would have kind of. I
said
don't want to
Shaq
say. You
would
know what?
never
I'm not
win a
going to say.
title.
I think
wrong.
I've said this. I think I've said this, but I don't want to say it. Well, I'll say it.
Say it. Say it.
I think Dave might have agreed with Tim McCarver a little bit.
You have said that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't know. He didn't know the facts behind the
Correct.
scenes.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
Dave, you didn't know. If you knew the facts behind
I
the
never
scenes,
said it. He said
he
it.
didn't do it. Yeah, but he didn't do his homework.
Yeah.
As a journalist, he didn't do his homework.
dunked
He
him.
was bashing me and didn't do his homework, and I was coming over there to play with the Braves out of the goodness of my heart. I didn't even have a darn contract. And you say I'm being selfish? The team that I was really dissing was the Falcons, who I had a contract and I was missing games to play baseball. That's what made me upset because he didn't do his homework.
And then
as
you
a
got the last
journalist.
laugh.
Yeah, you did.
Dunked him.
Yeah, I would did what Dave would have did.
Yes, that's true. That is true.
Dave would have did that.
Facts.
Let's go out to Ben Mintz and Stephen Che. The Fantasy Football Factory Minute is back.
I'm Ben Mintz.
And I'm Stephen Che.
And we're the hosts of the Fantasy Football Factory. Let's clock in for week 5.
I'm going to start Dalton Schultz. He's going against the Giants, who have given up a league-high 4 touchdowns to tight ends. He's got 3 touchdowns in his last 2 games. Start Dalton Schultz.
This week, I love Marvin Jones of the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's been great this season, except for last week against the Bayou Bengals. Today, he's got a big comeback. And we're going with that because we love Southern teams. Start Marvin Jones.
I'm going to start Robbie Anderson. The Eagles have had trouble against deep threats. Tyreek Hill had 11 catches for 186 yards and 3 touchdowns last week. Robbie Anderson, 11 targets last week. Look for him to score this week against the Eagles. Start Robbie Anderson.
Give me another start on Baton Rouge boy, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. What should be a shootout on Sunday night, tonight. Buffalo Bills against the Kansas City Chiefs. Edwards-Helaire all day. Start Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
I'm going to sit Mike Davis across the pond in London against the Jets. It's a full-blown timeshare in Atlanta. He had 13 carries for 14 yards last week. The other two guys, Wayne Gallman and Cordell Patterson, are doing more with less touches. Sit Mike Davis.
Everybody knows I'm a Southern man, a Louisiana man. We do not like the Pacific Northwest. Therefore, we don't like Oregon State Beavers. Sid, Brandon Cooks, Davis Mills can't throw the football.
Those are our start sits for Week 5. Be sure to tune in to Dear Mr. Fantasy every Sunday at 11:30 on the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube. We're going to take your questions, help you get in the winner's circle each week. Ben, I think it's time to clock out.
It's time for the primetime picks of the week, which is presented by Chevy Silverado. Dependable and gritty like the people who drive them. Anything is possible with the Silverado. Guys, all of you still alive, 4-0.
Well.
Obviously, the Bills last week was a great pick. Dave, you had the Chiefs, the Suits, and the Trucks still on the line. So who wants to start?
There hasn't been major upsets, right?
No.
So probably most Survivor leagues are intact. I am going to take the Patriots.
Patriots, okay. Dan?
I also will take the Patriots.
Okay. And Deion?
Wow. Yeah, you know what? I would be nasty and pick them just so if we lost, we all lost together. But I'm not going to do that because I'm not that kind of guy. I'm going to take the Raiders.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a little riskier.
See ya, buddy. No truck for you.
The Patriots are definitely the slam dunk answer on that. So
I think
credit
the
to
Patriots or the Vikings would be the same.
The Vikings I was looking at. You know, you got to start thinking, too.
You got to think
down
ahead.
the road.
Yes.
Yeah, what teams. So maybe Patriots playing, but, you know, I think they're going to get a lot better. So that may be a pick because the Vikings suck. But
Well, really, anybody that's playing the Texans right now is a safe bet.
You
Right,
both
but I'm
have burned some really good teams.
Me?
Yeah. Rams, Packers, Bills, Chiefs.
Yeah. I'm just, you know what? Like, one game at a time. That's how I'm looking at this thing.
1-0 each week. All right, anything else, guys?
No.
Nope. Glenny? Sorry.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, I know.
What's up?
I know.
I actually
know.
meant to ask him about weather, too.
What, do you want to ask him now?
What, give us the worst
Honestly,
weather.
everything's good. It's only October. There's nothing bad happening.
Give us
Okay,
the
you're
worst.
right.
Yeah, give us the worst weather of the week, Glenny.
The worst weather of the week? Honestly, everything seemed good. I put my thing away already. Sorry. Everything looked great.
Well, Glenny,
There's even good weather in Pittsburgh. I'm sorry. There's nothing bad.
Glenny,
Yeah, it is good weather everywhere, right?
do you count the buttons that you button down to? Because you're like half mast
This is
today.
what I usually
that
wear
a
when I
look?
go out.
He's setting the vibe.
I mean,
This is what I wear when I go
like
out.
the third. No, I'm saying that I love the shirt. I love the balls
Thank you
wear.
very much.
But I'm saying, do you purposely put it down to the third
I
one?
do, yeah.
You say I'm going to. Okay.
Is that-
Yeah, that's
I'm
what he
not
does
okay
when he
with
goes to the clubs, Deion.
No, I like that.
Yeah, I usually go down to
I
this
like
one.
that.
Maybe because it's only Wednesday or
The third.
I'll go 2 on the way home. But when I'm out, I do this.
I like that, Glenn.
Thank you.
What was the worst weather?
man.
Pittsburgh, you said?
I think tomorrow night, actually. Seahawks Thursday night game.
Oh, all right.
6 and rainy.
Okay, we'll do better next week.
Great job,
We'll
Glenny.
get balls more involved.
Southern University
You're
is in
killing it,
Baton
Glenny.
Rouge.
What?
Southern University, is that Baton Rouge?
Baton Rouge. Yeah.
I'm just looking at Deion's.
Where would you pick that up at?
I'm just looking at games potentially to go watch your team.
Well, you're not going to come. Not this week. Next week is homecoming, and that's absurd. Like it's HBCU homecoming is straight out crazy. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we're
gotta
traveling
get
in
traveling.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're traveling.
We'll figure it out. All right, guys. Well, that was
Yeah, Southern's a big game.
week 5. We'll be back for week 6. Have a great weekend.